Hey everybody, this is Scoots, and you're listening to Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me, which is just stories from the Sleep With Me podcast. So if you like the stories from Sleep With Me, you've even checked out our original podcast, a full length. It's called Sleep With Me. And if you enjoy these stories, you could support the production of the show and get tons of stories, only versions of Sleep With Me on Sleep With Me Plus. If this show is worth, if you listen to it on a regular basis, you say, this show is worth $60 a year to me. This show's worth $120 a year to me. Sign up. You can sign up monthly or annually. You get a podcast with story-only versions of Sleep With Me, like this, but ad-free. You get full versions of Sleep With Me, bonus versions of Sleep With Me. And you help us keep making the show well into, hopefully, like the long future. So, but if you're new, check this out. This is called Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me. And it'll be Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me podcast. Thanks and good night. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time for the podcaster who's still in his PJs so you can be in yours. It's time for the podcast that's a little bit different. I'm here to take your mind off stuff and help keep you company so that you could fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep. Now, this podcast doesn't work for everybody, but give it a try. See how it goes. I really hope we can help. It's very different, very strange, and very deliberate, and I'll explain all that in a few minutes. I'm so glad you're here. If you're confused and you say, wait a second, Scoots, this one's longer than normal. I say, yeah, I'm trying to give more information right up front because I'm glad you're here. And the best news is Sleep With Me is free, so you get to try it out. Because of these sponsors, the show is here twice a week. You could listen all night long if you need to. There's over 400 episodes for free in the archives. And it's thanks to everybody who supports the show or supports these sponsors. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. If you're looking for the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me podcast or bedtime stories from Sleep With Me, you can get yourself a pair of sleep phones, like Sleep With Me merchandise sleep phones with different logos and cool stuff on there. And you could get that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleepphones and use Sleep With Me at checkout to save $5 off your order. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time to learn from Lasso. Oh, boy, learning and lulling with Lasso. Season 1, Episode 2. And according to my notes, this opens with Ted in bed. Ted in bed, I didn't even realize that rhymed. Ted lays his head as he lays in bed. Something in his mind has gone left unsaid. Has to say, never mind, because I was going to say W-E. Anyway, Ted's on his back, staring up at the ceiling, I believe. He rolls over, reaches for his swan, reaches for his swoon, reaches for something. Oh, he reaches for someone. Exactly. He rolls over like he's in bed. With his loved one, and he reaches for someone that's not there. He pours himself some shredded wheat. And I guess this will be an early tangent. It's been a long time since, now, shredded wheat, like the joke is that I guess it's different in the UK than it is in the US. One, great writing and ideas, because you say, what kind of cereal would Ted Lasso have? And I say, well, I'm not exactly sure, but I did see him have shredded wheat. So shredded wheat is the only cereal I could confirm. All the rest would be speculation. But I have been in different phases of my life a big fan. I wouldn't say a big fan. Well, maybe, yeah. One of the cereals I prefer in my lifetime has been frosted mini wheats. And there you go. The difference between shredded wheats and are the other ones called just shredded mini wheat? I don't know. I'd have to look at the box, to see, but I do need them frosted, and I like the frosting on frosted mini wheats, which is a miniature version of this one giant shredded wheat that Ted has for breakfast. And I don't know if it's a cookie or whatever, a cupcake or whatever. It's cookie, right? But Ted's apartment is 9.5. And I said, that's probably a reference, or it's a number, but that's his flat. Is it a flat? If it's more than one floor, is it a flat? I don't know. Then he's walking in an alley, which I was saying, like he meets up with Coach Beard. Where's the alley? What neighborhood are they in? Those are other questions that remain to be. I think they can walk to work. So, but they talk about there's no last day jitters. Look right, coach. They're in a park. They see a young student. She nutmegs another student. And, Coach Lasso's taking it in. But then Beard says, we got to go, coach. Then Rebecca's Googling something, I think herself, or stuff about Rupert. Then we have Ted comes in, cookie, biscuits, pink box, very good biscuits with the boss. Well, why don't we call it that? Also, like that Jason Sudeikis has this thing with Ted where Ted combs his hair and fixes his hair. First concert, best concert. Rebecca, the answer is Spice Girls for both. Ted only gets to answer his first concert, which is Kenny Rogers, the Gambler, which he starts singing. And Rebecca says, stop. And we don't get his best concert. Also, I like that Ted wears a backpack. Him and the Beard have different backpacks. High five tree. Watching Ted's hands, nervous. Oh, this is at the start of practice. What do they call it? Training? Nervous. What did I tell you? What did you tell them? Something they talk about. Lose the ponytail. Relax. They're just kids. Rodin sculpture, boots. 7-on-7. Exon at what? Yanio goal. Jamie goal. Raz is Sam. By does not like it. Roy does not like it. That's a R-O-R-O, not a B-Y. R-O-Y, Scoots. Sticks up for Sam. Coach calls Sam, okay, coach, be a goldfish. You know the happiest animal is, or fish in the sea? I don't never see. Here's a question. Here's a real question. I didn't even realize it. I don't think I've seen a goldfish in the sea. Where do goldfish naturally occur? Really, I'm not even kidding. They wouldn't remember. If you ask them, apparently they wouldn't remember because they have a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish. It sounds to me like some sort of invented cognitive dissonance, though. Say goldfish, because, really, is there like a scientific lab where they're doing testing on goldfish memory, goldfish memory test? Goldfish memory, GMT, right? Is that what, that's not goldfish memory test. Note, Nate, who, me? No, yeah, why don't you just assume you're my default Nate? Sam's down. It's his first time away from home. Nate still laughs at stuff the coach says, even when you're not sure if it's funny. We see Rebecca watching the TED video. Higgins' first concert was Boy George. No fives for Higgins from the team. Who's got the most sway in the locker room? Find out where these biscuits are from. Higgins is on the case. Locker room. Lots of spread on outside. Oh, lots of speed on the outside. Crystal Palace. I love glimpses into your personal life. Roy is bent about the snacks, over the discussion about the snacks being not good. Jamie says, hey, the snacks are not good in the vending machines. Ted does an extended door hold for Rebecca. Keely pulls up. I'm a me. Oh, so then they talk about, like, are you a lion, panda or lion? And Ted says a panda. Keely wonders. Then Rebecca says, of course it's a lion. She's listening into their conversation. Jamie, are you a panda or a lion? I'm a me. But Rebecca's watching. She gets an idea. Then we go to the pub talking. about Sam's birthday and the suggestion box. Then AM next day, Tasmanian Devil, Blast, Biscuits wrong. Oh, yeah. So we see the coaches are walking. I think we see the young lady that's really good at football, goes by them. I don't want to speculate because I know nothing about the next season of Ted Lasso, but I say, is this some sort of foreshadowing? I don't know. Biscuits are wrong that Higgins has. What time is it? Biscuits with the boss time. My best concert was the Beastie Boys at the Horde Tour during the OJ trial. Team has to bond. Shower pressure. Sam, go upstairs. You got a meeting. Then they say, okay, let's all chip in for a gift. There's another box with a face. Put the money in its mouth. Jamie puts gum in there. Spearmint. Jamie, did you put gum in the box? I think Jamie gives the Scouts honor. So I said, do they have Scouts honor in the UK? Then there's a press conference. One of the reporters is a Jerk. Rebecca's in her office with Biscuits. Ted checks in with her. He has a box. She says, I hope you're not coming here to ship that. And he goes, no, this is from, care package. He goes through that. Well, don't worry, we'll go through it. But at some point, he says, oh, this barbecue sauce reminds me of home. Anything remind you of, nostalgic? She looks at the biscuits. Ted talks about Jamie, and then Rebecca's eyes light up. She has an idea. You have an idea, don't you? And she says, yeah, talk to Keely. He leaves her an army person. The focus is on that. Best barbecue sauce in Kansas City. He does his hair comb a couple times. Or his hair brushing. Keely's with a green screen. I thought Keely was with a green screen tiger lion, but I think she's the tiger lion. We see a sad panda model. So they put, she is a lion, ? She's famished. Food is free. I get to keep the paws. I want to ask about Jamie, what motivates him. Positive reinforcement. Ted cracks Keely up. They share a burger or something. Then we go to the game versus Crystal Palace, the locker room, speed on the outside. Happy birthday, Sam. Love Chin Chin. Sam and Coach, Army Man. They talk son and father and dad relationships, earlobes. I'm not comfortable. Jamie doesn't like this. I don't have a fondness for imperialism. We go to the game. It's at the nickname of the stadium is the dog track. Ted's flies down, but Beard gets him before he goes out. Rebecca moving her herd to the crowd. Bar, give him a chance. The crowd's chanting negatively about Ted, and Rebecca's head's bouncing. The bar's chanting, but then the owner, she says, so give him a chance. Give it a shot. 1-4. They lose. Office locker room, bright spot with Sam. The announcers say Jamie got a consolation goal. Jamie's in Ted's office. You're one of 11. Change me to us. You're a great athlete, but sky's the limit if you become a teammate. Head of Jaw Longstream. Head of Gall Longstream, 13th place. Roy and Nate are equally livid. Or Nate tries to show that he's as equally livid as Roy. Roy showers. He loves the shower pressure. Shower flows are off. Shake this one off. Have some cake. Listen to DJ Beardo, Little Fife Dog, and Q-Tip. Cake, office. Coach brings cake, sweet treats to numb defeats. Come on down to the locker room. It mean a lot. Then Jamie runs into Trent Krim. Tries to be one of 11, but can't do it. Eating cake, new gaffer. music. Higgins, then we go into the locker room. Higgins is doing a cake dance. Even Nate's kind of dancing along. Shower blast. We see the shower pressure again. The gaffers fix the shower pressure. Careful, mate. Good night, Congren. You were rubbish. Soccer fun. Oh, good night, coach. The coaches say good night to the coach. Then we get the same soccer player or football player. And Ted says, how'd we do? She goes, you're rubbish. And then they have a little fun. We see Rebecca with the army man. She's having a glass of wine. She's looking thoughtful. Higgins calls about these pictures I sent you. He's on a dog walk. Are you sure you want to do this? We see Ted making biscuits. We see Rebecca looking at the latest Rupert girl or the previous one. And she goes, do it. And she throws the army person down. So, okay, now we'll run through the episode here. And just get this volume under control. Hit play. Get some subtitles going so I can read the dialogue. All right. We got birds chirping and music. And Ted's lying in bed. Looking for somebody. Opens his eyes. Yeah, he's alone in London. Pours out his one shredded wheat. He's got OJ. Morning, coach. You want to get some breakfast? Had a pretty one piece of could get some coffee, so they go get coffee. You know, today feels like first day of school. A little nervous, but yeah, there's no such thing as the last day jitters. Watch the street. Look right. There's somebody singing, busking. Kids playing, school children in their uniforms playing soccer. And Ted watches that. A lot of good extras. Sometimes the best way to stick it to the man is nutmeg. We have Rebecca. Oh, she's searching Rupert Manning, yeah. Morning, couple of warm-addled early birds. Cookies, you call them biscuits, though, right? Don't put them in gravy. No, Ted, come on. Take a look. They do look good. Take a nibble. Away you go. Rebecca's impressed. Where'd you get them? Glad you like them. I'll bring them every morning. Biscuits with the boss. No. Okay, this is the second time we'll disagree other than tea. You know, we got to get to know each other to work together. Okay, and then Ted starts off with his icebreaker. First concert, best concert. Same answer, but Spice Girls. Then he starts singing The Gambler. And she says, Coach Lasso, Ted, I'm sorry. Biscuits of the boss is not something I'm into, ever. And he goes, I hear you. She goes, are you going to come back tomorrow? He goes, oh, yeah. I wouldn't bet on it unless you want to win money. High fives the tree. The episode part starts. We go to training. They both have whistles on. Ted's hands are a little nervous. He puts them in his pocket. Remember our first day, what you told me, lose the ponytail? No, relax. They're just kids. These aren't kids. Isaac looks like a Rodin sculpture. Boots. Cleats are boots. So is a trunk of a car, so I could get a boot wearing my boots in my boot or whatever. And because you see that Ted loves puns, 7 on 7, and then he makes a pun about that. And we see Jamie go by Sam and then kind of score and then kind of give it to Sam. And Roy does not like that. And then he says, he insults Roy. And Sam says, Sam, don't have any goldfish memory kind of thing. And Sam's doesn't get it right. 10-second memory. And kind of see I heard you get teared up because of this. It's just the specialness of the relationship. Just Sam's journey is one of the most, over the season. So anyway, I don't want to, and Nate, he kind of talks, stands next to Coach. They talk about being away from home. He laughs. He doesn't get it. Not sure what's a joke, what isn't. Rebecca in her office, looking at the things, trying to figure out the biscuits. She's not too nice to Higgins. She goes, geez, he's relentless. People love him. This is not good. Players walk by Rebecca and Higgins. They don't respect Higgins at this point. Who has the most sway in the locker room? I don't know. I could find out, though. She goes, find out where he got these biscuits. Higgins is on the case. But Higgins wants to be a part of. I mean, who doesn't, right? Okay, then they talk about Crystal Palace, speed on the outside, lots of speed. And then they say, okay, we're going to deal with things in the locker room. Speak our minds anonymously with this box Nate made. And his niece, she helped craft it. People laugh at that. Drop a note in there if you like the towels, the food in the vending machine. See you tomorrow. Roy's still not happy. Snacks. And the coach says, yeah. And Jamie says, yeah, actually, snacks aren't good. And Teze was actually going back into the locker room or into the facility when he opens the door for Rebecca. And she goes, how was your first day? He goes, I don't know. What's the smallest unit? He goes, not good, but you're undeterred. Keely shows up. Music's rocking. Lion or panda? I don't have time for this. Ted will be a panda. That's when Rebecca says, pandas are gross. So lions are majestic. Can it be an elephant? No, it's got to be a lion or a panda. The lion, Rebecca says, the lion gets what it takes. And Keely says she's into, there's some great lines in there about Rebecca and Keely. Jamie'd rather be a me. That's very healthy. And they say, cheers. He's a lion, though. Rebecca watches. She starts to get her idea as she sees Keely and Ted's friendship. Sam, what's going on with Sam? He's down. His birthday's coming up. Maybe a birthday party. Nudge things in the right direction. They're excited to open up the thing. Some insults. 1, 2, 3. One was from Roy, signed. There's one real one, another insult, 4, 5, 6. Can't let him call you that. 7. And then they're going more puns about Puss in Boots, and then they get a pun with just playing stuff, more soccer, football. Spun you around like the Tasmanian devil, except without those noises. Rebecca's enjoying, no, she's not enjoying a biscuit. It looks like it, but she's tasting it. Biscuits with the boss time and Higgins. Three's crowd. There's some biscuits. Beastie Boys, Horde Fest 1995. He starts to tell a story. And she goes, I don't have time. Goes, what if I soft shoe in, or I could moonwalk in? Goes, everybody's part of this team. Team's got a bond. I'm having lunch with Higgins. Salads in my office. Caesar you later. Ted loves that. Wow, that is pretty good punning. They check the shower thing. Yeah. Shower pressure stinks. Sam, go upstairs. Higgins needs to talk to you. Okay, Sam's gone. All right, we're collecting money for his birthday. So let's get a gift. We'll send around this box. Put money in its mouth. Okay, good. Go get him, Nate. Most people are contributing freely. Jamie is not. Not only does he not contribute money, I would assume Jamie's the highest paid player on the team, too. Spearmint, but other people are putting money in. Did you put cum in there? Why'd you do that? Nate's just trying to help out, be a part of the team. And Jamie says, yeah, I'm like the lead singer, though, because I got the moves and tiny waist. Roy would be Keith Richards. And Jamie has a laugh. And he goes, oh, I promise. And then he does the 3 fingers up. It also does something behind Ted's back that Ted sees. Press conference. Palace made of crystal is fragile. Do you know about the offsides rule? Oh, you know when you see it. Thanks, Trent Krim. And, but he gives a thoughtful answer that kind of stuns Trent. Then this other person, I don't even know his name. He's dressed a bit like Keith Richards anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's trying to really, he shuts Rebecca down. They end the press conference, but Ted takes it seriously. He doesn't like it. Says, thank you so much. Rebecca eats a biscuit and reads more about it. Coach has got his box, fragile tape on it. Hope you're not shipping that out here. You need somebody to post that because that person's not me. Care package. Maybe something to cheer you up. Battalion of Army men to keep me safe. Handmade kazoo. Excellent. Only got one of those. Bryant barbecue sauce, it looks like. And something that can teleport you home, warm and fuzzy. Rebecca looks at biscuits. Okay, will that be all, Ted? No, I'm here to, I'm trying to figure out Jamie Tartt. That's when Rebecca gets the idea. Her eyes light up. You got an idea? Well, you two have rapport. That's good. Tell you what I do. I'll give you one of these, and it'll be your first line of defense against reporters like that, Ernie. All right, appreciate you. Then we cut to Keely's photo shoot. She's a lion in a glitter dress, a glitter fur dress, I guess. There's a green screen person. I don't know if maybe they're like a lioness. I don't know. And she goes, oh, glad I'm not the panda. We cut to the panda model who's still in a robe. And then they go to the craft services, caffeinated. I get to keep my paws, but you got to help me eat my sandwich. I know you're not here just to feed me. Oh, I want to talk about Jamie and motivating him. Ted has on a nice wool jacket that is not in a striped Oxford shirt. Team building. His hair's perfect, by the way. He takes a bite of her burger, and then he gives her. Oh no, they each have their own. I'm sorry, I was wrong. So I said I definitely was like, I don't know if he should be eating. Then we see the photographer taking pictures that could be interpreted as one thing. Then official program for a game is 3 pounds. Any last words? Speed on the outside. Speed on the outside. One more thing. Happy birthday, Sam. They wheel in a cake, balloons. A lot of happy players. They have a poster. Here you go. Chin chin. This is all you see growing up. We know you haven't been home in a while, so we thought we'd bring it to you. Everybody claps. Thank you, Coach. Got a few things in here. No thanks on the imperialist thing, but thanks for talking about sons and fathers. My father used to pinch my earlobes. And Jamie heads off. So why don't you keep that, Coach, and I'll see you later. Thanks. All right, whose house is it? If we're playing Crystal Palace. Derby Day, atmosphere's electric, new manager, new dawn for perennial underdog. Here at the dog track, Nelson Road Stadium. Arlo White, Chris Powell flies down, zip it up, thank you. The announcers are joking, the crowd's cheering, not fondly for coach. That includes the pub, owner's box, give them a chance, but they don't really want to. 90 minutes to prove them wrong, give it a shot. 1-4, we see Roy frustrated, disjointed, uninspired, joyless. The Palace wins 4-1. Defensive play, Sam is good. Only bright spot, Jamie says. Jamie Tart did add a meaningless goal. Thank you. And, he's a loney. I don't know. I can't, that's when coach says, hey, by the way, you're the best athlete I've ever coached. Oh, yeah, of course I am. I work hard, eh? Yeah, you're great. Everything you do, except for one thing. You might think you're 1 in a million, but you forget you're 1 in 11. Me and to us. And the sky's the limits. Heck of a goal, by the way. Thanks. Jamie is thrown off, but his ego is just too strong, I think, and what drives his ego is driven by something else. There's even more jokes. Roy's not happy. That means Nate tries to not be happy. Nate's stressed, but then Roy goes to take a shower. And he's like, wait a second, the shower pressure. So Roy takes a long shower. Let's shake it off. DJ Beardo, pick up the mood. Little Fife dog. Everybody gets some cake. Sam's birthday. Jamie doesn't want cake. Rebecca's on Twitter laughing at the defeat. Ted comes in. Sweet treats to numb the sting of defeat, he says. And we could play better than today, but it meant a lot if you came down and let them know you're still in their corner, the team. And Rebecca says, Ted, why don't you tell me where you get these biscuits? That would get me downstairs. He goes, nope, biscuits with the boss. See you downstairs. Higgins is impressed with the cake. Trent Crim's waiting for Jamie. And he says, geez, we're just a team, 1 of 11. Never mind. I think it was Crystal Palace people walking by, making fun of them. But then Jamie says that they're having cake and listening to music with the gaffer, like it's a party, which it is. Higgins is dancing. The players are dancing. Nate's kind of dancing. Roy's taking a shower. Gets blasted. Gaffer's fixed the water pressure. Bird by bird, coach. Good night. Well, you were rubbish. Yeah, maybe so. I want to get your advice on one thing. And then he steals the ball. He tries to get by her, but she takes it right from him. I'm going to take my backpack off and stretch so we get some physical comedy. I think they're in front of an ice cream shop. Camera pans up to Rebecca. She's kind of sad, but thoughtful. And she's always got a journal nearby, too. Or maybe that's her planner. She sees the pictures of Keely and Ted, exactly what I wanted. She has a wireless charger. I think, or is that Ted's making biscuits, which I'm going to make in the next week or two. I found the recipe. Even he makes 3 boxes, and Rebecca says, do it when she sees something else about it. She throws the army person on the floor, and the episode comes to a close. And we got time to go through some facts from this episode, so this is cool. So chin chin, that's spelled Chin, is a fried snack in West Africa. It is this is from Wikipedia. It is similar to Scandinavian skat klinat, a crunchy donut-like baked or fried dough of wheat flour and other customary baking items. Chin chin may contain cowpeas. Many people bake it with ground nutmeg for flavor. Dough is usually kneaded and then cut into small 1-inch or so squares, about a quarter of an inch thick before frying. Usually made up of a dough, flour, sugar, butter, and milk. It could have eggs, nutmeg, baking powder, depending on preference. And it's cut into different sizes. That's Wikipedia. Let me look up the brand, though, that it was Love Chin Chin. I don't know if it's real or not. We'll find out. Yeah, let's see. We got it here. Oh, and they have different flavors, too. So let's take a look. This is on realafricanfood.com. And there's the vanilla one. It's a sweet snack. It crunches like a biscuit, tastes like a cake. 100% natural ingredients. This is vanilla, crunchy, tasty bite. According to the description, is a traditional West African sweet biscuit snack, famous party food treat, popular at celebrations, weddings, birthdays, christenings. Ours has become famous among the West African community. Now we're on a mission to let the whole world know about it. The Chin Chin Revolution. They have 5 amazing flavors: vanilla, coconut, cinnamon, lemon, and chili. And I think this is a UK company, so let me see if I can buy it anywhere here. That's in Amazon UK. They don't have the love, like, here's another one, AAA. So I'll have to look into it, but definitely something I want to try. But yeah, so that's Chin Chin. Okay, what about relegation? Because they're in 13th. Relegation. You guys spelled it wrong. Premier, Prem. Okay, Premier relegation. Okay, good. Premier League. That's also so this will be a little bit. This is from the first episode. It was founded in only 1992. Premier League, also known as the English Premier League or the Football Association Premier League Limited, is a top level of the English football league system. 20 clubs, system of promotion and regulation within the English Football League. Seasons run typically from August to May, 38 matches. Most games are played on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. The competition was founded as the FA Premier League, 20 February 1992, following the division of clubs in the first division to break away from the Football League, founded in 1888, because of lucrative television rights. And it's a corporation with a chief executive. So there's a lot more. We can cover it on and off. I wanted to talk about relegation, though. Top 4, Big 6, criticism of government, corporate structure, promotion and regulation, relegation. A system of promotion and relegation exists between the Premier League and the EFL Championship. The 3 lowest placed teams in the Premier League are relegated to the Championship, and the 2 teams so there'd be 20th, 19th, and 18th team. Right now, after that loss, the Richmond is in 13th place. 2 teams from the Championship, the top 2 teams from the Championship are promoted to the Premier League. And an additional team is promoted after a series of playoffs involving the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th placed clubs. Number of clubs was reduced from 22 to 20 in 1995 when 4 teams were relegated and only 2 teams promoted. And Top Flight has only been expanded to 22 teams at 1999 before the Premier League. And in 2006, FIFA requested that all major European leagues be reduced to 18 teams, but the Premier League refused. So, yeah, there's a little bit about relegation. Okay, next thing is we're the best barbecue sauces in Kansas City. And which one does Ted, where's Ted's, land? Okay, we got two. Oh, no, that one's the 9 best from Kansas City style. Okay, well, there's only one that came up with the 5 best. So let's see that one. This is on pokpoksom.com, pokpoksom.com. And this is actually from January 26, 2022. It's updated. And don't see, I don't know if the one, I can look it up after this, but according to this, the best ones at 99% is Gates Original, then Jack's Stack, then Joe's, then Cowtown, and then Guy Fieri. So then another one, this is a Salon article from, April 2022. So this is best barbecue sauces brands over the world, but let's just take a look. Okay, the first one's a Carolina Tangy Gold. That's Cattleman's. Then Stubbs Mesquite Barbecue Sauce. Then an Alabama Dreamland Barbecue. Then the white sauce, also from Alabama, Big Bob's Gibson White Sauce. Then Bacon's Japanese Barbecue Sauce. Jones's Barbecue Sweet and Tangy. Bone Sucking Sauce. Richard's Vermont Made. We Rub You. So that didn't really answer anything. So let's just go straight to Google for Lasso barbecue sauce. It's the second search anyway. They say, why does Ted say barbecue sauce? Something about season 2. There's an article about editing the show. A lot on why does he say barbecue sauce? 20 Lasso Easter eggs that even the biggest fans may miss. We'll check that one out. Okay, let's see. Kansas, this is on the Ted Lasso wiki, tedlassofandom.com, Ted-Lasso. Let's load that one first. Yeah, let's get to the bottom of it. Kansas is where Ted and Coach Beard are from. Wichita and Kansas City. The Beard often wears ball caps and shirts with various places. And Ted had barbecue sauce shipped to him. It doesn't say the brand here. Jason Sudeikis is from Kansas. And that even though it wasn't in the show, that Ted Lasso grew up in an unnamed suburb of Kansas City. Joe's KC, Arthur Bryant's Barbecue, Gates Barbecue, and Jack's Stack Barbecue are real places in Kansas City. And then others are grounded in reality, like KC Signs, Bass Baseball, and another unambiguously inauthentic is Jason Sudeikis' accent for Lasso, which is a mixture of Southern and Midwestern, not common to Kansas City. Okay, let's hop over and see if there's, what are these Easter eggs are from season 1. We'll use them. Okay, that one, no. All the Kansas City love. Yeah, okay, we already covered that. There's a nod to SNL in the dance, the locker room dance. And let's see, Cheers references. Ted's a big fan of Cheers. Sudeikis is also a big fan. He's a nephew of actor and comedian George Wendt. So they, like, I don't know. A lot of the stuff like might be in season 2. So it's like, don't love the players, love the name. If you look around the locker room at lesser known players, you'll find a few other Easter eggs, including something for Tony Kukoc from when he played for the Bills. Let's see what else. There's more real life inspiration. I think I just got, more. A lot of this is from season 2, season 1, episode 7. We can't do that. Some characters are referenced but never seen, like Richmond's former head coach. His name comes up different times. Oh, no, maybe he's on a show. Is he on that show? Different signs. I guess these are things to just pay attention to. So, yeah, because I don't want to jump ahead. Okay, Scout's honor is an oath that one is being honest or will uphold a promise. It is 3 fingers. Looks like it's with your right hand. Trying to find it. Scout's honor, Scout's law. Let me see if I put Scout's honor, Jamie Tart, T-A. I don't know how you spell it. I don't know how to spell Jamie Tart, unfortunately. Let's put Scout's honor, Lasso. Problem is, I think there was a movie called Scout's Honor. Yeah, 2009. Ted Lasso quotes, but I don't know. So, Scout's Honor UK, maybe? This is live research, folks. You don't get duller than this. Scout's Honor UK. Okay, this does have something. The Scout Promise. Okay, so Jamie could have been doing it for real. Let's see here. This is scouts.org.uk. And it talks about the Scout's Promise, different variations of it, why a promise is important, but I'm having trouble with the cookies. I don't see any pictures, but yeah. So Jamie could have been a scout in the UK. That answers that question. Okay, Horde Tour. That was HORDE. It's Horizons of Rock Developing Everywhere. It was a touring summer music festival organized by musical group Blues Traveler in 1992. It also gave exposure to bands, charities, and organizations. It began as a solution to solve the dilemma of 5 East Coast bands that didn't want to be in the club circuit in the summertime when other bands were playing sold-out amphitheaters because they wouldn't get, there was no outdoor places that were small enough, so then they have to play indoors because they're playing to crowds like 1,000 or 2,000 people. And they said, geez, if we each got 2,000 people, then we'd be able to fill an amphitheater. And it was inspired by Lollapalooza. So let's see, they had Widespread Panic, Samples, Spin Doctors, an Aquarium Rescue Unit, and Fish on the inaugural tour. And let's see, all the bands, there's quite a long list here. This is probably a good way to go out. Some of the bands did Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys is not listed, though, but, I mean, doesn't mean they didn't, or it doesn't mean Ted doesn't remember it that way. 7 years, and then the final one took place in 1998. So 311, Agents of Good Roots, Lana Davis, All Good, Allman Brothers Band, Aquarium Rescue Unit, Bare Naked Ladies, Beck, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, Ben Folds 5, Ben Harper, Big Head Todd, The Black Crows, Blues Traveler, Cake Like, Chief Broom, Chris Stills, Chrysaldus, Cowboy Mouth, Psychomoto Goat, Dan Dyer, Dave Matthews, David Garza, Dear Liza, Decadent Royals, Dion Ferris, Emmett Swimming, Elderberry Jam, Fastball, Fat Head, Food Stamp, Freddie Jones, Galactic, G Love, God Street Wine, Government Mule, Hatters, Joan Osborne, King Crimson, Coolest Shaker, Leftover Salmon, Lenny Kravitz, Marcy Playground, Medeski Martinwood, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Morphine, Mr. Reality, Natalie Merchant, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Patumba White Bread Rhythm Ensemble, Paula Cole, Pete Droge, Fish, Primus, Ricky Lee Jones, Robert Bradley, Rudy, Rusted Root, Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies, Cheryl Crow, Sister Seven, Sky Cries Mary, Smashing Pumpkins, Sun Volts, Soul Coughing, Soul Hat, Spin Doctors, Spiritualized, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Super 8, Taj Mahal, The Authority, 2019, The Samples, The Thunder Crowd Singers, The Tragically Hip, Toad, The Wet Sprocket, Ugly Americans, Ween, Widespread Panic, Wilco, Ziggy Marley, and the Mother Hips. There were also rumors over the years that they would revive the Horde Tour, which it didn't happen. So that's cool. That's a cool list. Another fun episode of Ted Lasso. Let me just check if there's any other. Spice Girls and Kenny Rogers we can cover at some point. I think we've covered those. Boy George. But yeah, that's a little bit about Lulling with Lasso. I hope you're resting, and good night, everybody. I want to thank everybody who became a patron recently. Helps us keep the show going here. I want to thank Nancy, Anna, and Jess. Thanks, and good night. Fanta, Callum, and Ben. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Christina, Lindsay, and Alice. Thanks, and good night. Unknown Flower, Caro, and Chris. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Daniel, Tilly, and Ulysses. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Riley, Heather, and RP. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Kim, Shannon, and Terry. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Mia, Sweet Potato, and Oliver. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Sue, Follow, and Jeffrey. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Spitz, Nigel, and Melissa. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jeffrey, Patrick, and Cole. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Marquita, Drew, and Wendy. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Kelly, Jacob, and Amy. Thanks, and good night. Cicely, Kate, and Spencer. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. P, Kirsten, and Blair. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. And then Charlotte, Catherine, and Steve. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thanks, and good night to everybody who supports the show directly on Patreon or supports our sponsors or supports our show somewhere else. That's how you see the show free for twice a week. And thanks everybody that spreads the word about the podcast or podcasting in general. That's how we grow. I really appreciate just letting people know about podcasts. I couldn't do it without all you. And what do you say we go to these Tuck You In sponsors that enable us to get almost up to 500 episodes in the free feed. Thanks, and good night.